Hi, my name is Dana Mendoza, and I am a skilled and passionate neonatal ICU nurse. I am from San Diego, California, born and raised. I currently work at Sharp Mary Birch Hospital, located in San Diego. I've worked in the NICU for almost 13 years. Sharp Mary Birch is a level 3B NICU. This means we can take care of babies born at 23 weeks and on. In the hospital, my day usually starts out taking deep breaths before heading into the unit. Our unit can get pretty busy sometimes with multiple admissions, and it's kind of exciting. I like to be an admission nurse to the new babies coming through the door because you don't always know what's going to happen or who you're getting, and it's fast paced and just exciting. Just nice to be at the beginning of birth. I currently have experience being the admission nurse for possible exciting. Just nice to be at the beginning of birth. I currently have experience being the admission nurse for possible COVID patients. I thought I would be scared, but when it comes down to it, my patient is my first priority and all my nerves just go out the window. Being a NICU nurse means wearing multiple hats each day. I'm a cuddler, a teacher, a lactation educator, a NICU nurse navigator, a developmental care provider, a listening ear, and a shoulder to cry on. I take care of some of the sickest babies, and I use my keen assessment skills to provide my patient the best outcome along with providing the parents the education they need to find comfort and peace when they go home at night. I chose to be a nurse because I knew I wanted to provide a level of care to my patients that would also include getting to know them. I started out in the emergency department as a healthcare assistant. So I kind of always figured I'd end up in the emergency department after nursing school. I heard there was a NICU new grad position opening, so I decided to go for it. I applied and got the job. I'd always done a few rotations in nursing school and always found myself gravitating to these little tiny humans. Being a nurse is being able to provide comfort and care, making connections with our patients and giving them hope when there is hope and a light at the end of the tunnel, or being there at end of life and letting them know they have been loved. I went through a family nurse practitioner program, which is where a majority of my student loans come from. I didn't finish the program. Each day I wasn't with the babies, my heart felt lost. I shocked my instructors when I told them I was withdrawing from the program. I was top of my class and was able to connect with my patients. But it wasn't at the level of connection that I received with my patients and parents in the NICU. I thrive off of primarying a baby from when they are born at, say, 24, 25 weeks, and then going through all the ups and downs with them and seeing them take their first bottles, taking their first breath off the ventilator, being held for the first time. It's exciting and rewarding, and then you get to see them go home. There's a special bond formed, and I keep in touch with most of my babies that I've primary, so I can watch them grow. It's so awesome. These babies drive me to be a better person. These babies are our future and will one day run this country. I'm currently working on putting together a charity that will provide a pulse oximeter to families with premature or very low birth weight infants. These babies are at higher risk of SIDS, and a pulse oximeter could be a life-saving measure if worn properly. It also provides parents with comfort so everyone can sleep, which will decrease anxiety and depression and increase mental health. I'm hoping to have this charity started within the next 5 years. We're working on the name. So far, it's Fight Like a Preemie or Bringing Home Preemie. In 10 years, I plan on having my full website up and running to have all the education for parents of preemies there in one place. And then in 15 years, I'd like our name to be recognizable, and we can hold fun runs and fundraisers that will bring in cash flow, and we can send that cash flow to underserved communities. A little bit of the fun stuff about me: I love to run to Christmas music. I know, don't ask. I don't drink coffee typically, but if I do, it's a venti ice single shot decaf espresso with water up to the second line and heavy cream to the third, 2 pumps of mocha, and ice. Weird, I know, from Starbucks, but they know me by name. I've had to pay for my school and living expenses since the day I graduated high school. My parents didn't have much money, and school wasn't cheap, and neither is the cost of living in San Diego. So I took out the student loans, I worked extra hours, and the $50,000 could really help me pay down my student loans. Thanks so much, and have a great time listening.